What to do if a girl is systematically messing with your head, constantly getting offended over little things, throwing tantrums, so-called emotional roller coasters, texting you in the morning. I'm not sure I want to continue this communication, even though everything seemed fine yesterday. You sit there overthinking, what did I do wrong? Start justifying yourself, smoothing things over, explaining. And it only gets worse. Let me tell you one very important thing. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to come up with logical excuses. There's one move that completely breaks your game. And it works even better than you can imagine. Right now, I'll give you a method that will pull you out of this emotional trap once and for all. It's honestly annoying. She seems like a sane, mature girl. You're getting along fine, joking, even flirting. And then suddenly out of nowhere, she starts acting weird. You start getting lines like, I feel like you don't appreciate me. Are you even trying to feel me? Stop this circus, or I'm leaving. And you're like, what the heck is even happening? You start going over everything. What did I say wrong? Where did I mess up? Should I apologize? Explain? Or stay silent? Or maybe you don't even understand what she means. Situations vary. You text her, and she replies coldly or with a reproach. You're being sweet, and she says you're too nice. Or she throws provocations, compares you to her exes, tests you with lines like, you probably say this to all the girls. And in those moments, you feel like you're walking through a minefield, afraid to make one wrong move. Don't know how to respond without screwing it all up. Sound familiar? Happened to you? Drop a comment. What kind of situations have you had like this? What did the girl text you? And how did you react? Now let's break it down. What's the biggest mistake most men make? They start playing by her rules. She throws a jab. You try to calm her down. She gets offended. You bend over backwards to prove that you're a good guy, and you supposedly weren't planning to mess things up with her. You start logically explaining what you meant. You're right. No, you misunderstood. I meant something else. You matter to me. Why are you reacting like this? Sound familiar? Now let me tell you one harsh truth. When you do this, you've already lost. Because at that moment you're the one explaining, justifying, losing control. You become reactive. And a woman senses that instantly. Women are better at reading your emotions than you are yourself. She sees that you're tense, that you're trying too hard, that you're afraid to lose her. And that's exactly what pushes her away the most. She doesn't see a man leading. She sees a boy shaking under pressure. You're trying to be the good guy, and that makes you boring. You're trying to find the right answer, and that drains your power. You want to convince her, and she's just bored. Let me tell you one thing you must remember for the rest of your life. Women don't communicate with logic. They communicate with emotion. You text her, hey, how's your mood? Just being normal. And she answers dryly, fine. Or throws a jab, you disappeared again? Even though you just saw each other yesterday. And you're sitting there thinking, why is she reacting like this? I didn't do anything wrong. Here's the thing, she's not transmitting information. She's transmitting a vibe. Her words are just a wrapper for the emotion. Sometimes irritation, sometimes a test, sometimes a subconscious desire to feel that you're stronger than her storm. You try to analyze, find meaning, build a logical scheme. That's a mistake. She's not looking for a logical response. She can't even explain what she wants. Because she feels, she doesn't think. So if you start playing the guess what she means game, you'll drown. But if you start playing on emotions, she'll follow your lead. Remember, when she's messing with your head, your main task is not to react. Don't get sucked in. Don't try to calm her down. Don't try to find the right words. Because the moment you tense up and start looking for how to respond correctly, you've already lost. You've fallen into her manipulation. You started playing her game. You became predictable and weak. Now let me give you one of the coolest and most powerful techniques. It's called the random response. The core idea is simple. Instead of racking your brain trying to find the perfect reply, you respond randomly. Like you flipped a coin or threw a marker at a table of pre-made phrases. Whatever it lands on, that's what you say. She says, I feel like you don't appreciate me. You I'll call a psychologist. He'll assess you professionally. She, are you even capable of feeling? You, no. I'm a cyborg built to destroy drama. She, it hurts how you act. You, it's all because Mars is in retrograde. Gotta ride it out. Get the idea? This works because it disrupts her emotional storm, breaks the pattern, shows that you're not playing along and not giving up your power, makes you interesting, unpredictable, easygoing. And most importantly, you stay rooted in your core. Right now, think of a situation where you got tense and didn't know how to respond. Imagine you flipped a coin in that moment. Heads, you say, I'm urgently calling a shaman. Tails, you're right. Got it. I'll translate this into Elvish and think about it. That's it. You didn't get swept away. You stayed centered. She froze. And now she's intrigued by you. This isn't stupidity, it's playing with emotion. That's how you take control, not through logic, but through state. You might be thinking right now, okay, cool. But why does this even work? Let me explain. When you respond unpredictably, unexpectedly, you break her pattern. Instead of the usual, you misunderstood me. I didn't mean to offend you. She's hit with a line that short-circuits her brain. At that moment, her internal drama machine shuts down. She expects control. She expects you to get involved, explain yourself, try to please her. But you don't bite. And then she feels, you're strong, you're not dancing to her tune, you're above the emotional chaos. And most interestingly, she likes that. Because deep down, a woman wants you to be her rock, not a victim of her mood swings. When you respond calmly, with humor, with random, she feels like you're a man she can relax around. Not because you always make her happy, but because you don't fall apart under pressure. I want to give you a couple of real-life examples so you can better feel how this works in practice. First case. A guy texts a girl, "Hey, how are you?" She replies, "You disappeared again. I'm not a toy." And at this point, 95% of guys start apologizing. "Sorry, I was busy. I didn't mean for you to think that." But he shoots back, "A toy? Hopefully not a wind-up one. I keep losing the key." She's stunned at first. Then, boom, her tone softens. The conversation becomes normal. Boom, he took back control. Second case. Girl texts, "I'm not sure you're right for me." He replies, "Of course. I need something more dramatic and unpredictable too. Like a Mexican soap opera." Result? She goes, "Haha, screw you," and keeps chatting. Why did it work? Because he didn't start groveling, didn't beg for a chance, didn't step into the "I'm not good enough" role. He stayed grounded, in the game, in the vibe, and she felt it. By the way, drop a comment. Have you had conversations like this? Where you caved, or where you joked back and it got better? Share, it'll be helpful for others to see. Now, a very important point. The stuff I told you about random replies with jokes, sarcasm, and trolling. It's not a magic button for every situation. It doesn't mean you should now respond to everything she says like a clown or a stand-up comic. There's context. There's timing. If you've been with a girl for months and something serious happened, she texts, "I'm feeling terrible. My cat died." And you go, "Cats are temporary. Memes are forever." That's not humor, that's stupidity. Or you seriously messed up like promised to meet and bailed last minute. And instead of apologizing, you text, "I had an energy failure in my chakras. Urgent reboot needed." Bro, that's not boldness. That's nonsense that doesn't fly anywhere. So listen carefully. Random, emotional, disarming responses, they only work when the girl is messing with your head for no reason. You don't owe her explanations. She's provoking, testing, pressuring you. She's throwing mini dramas out of nowhere. You feel like she's pulling you into an emotional whirlpool. That's when you turn on lightness, absurdity, trolling. But if you seriously messed up, be a man and take responsibility. If she's opening up about something real, listen. That's the balance. You're not a pushover who nods at her every whim, and not a clown who laughs when it's not funny. Remember, a man is someone who knows how to read the moment. Strength isn't just about not reacting, but about knowing when to be real. And when you can do both, that's when you become truly valuable. I'll be glad if you come back later and drop your own experience in the comments under this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and definitely write what topics you want me to break down to help you with women. See you in the next video.